Hello, everyone. We are live. This is my 100th episode.
We need like sprinkles falling down. We need some confetti. I want to throw confetti. Yes.
Quite an emotional journey, you know. I just want to quickly share my story. And we are live on LinkedIn. Hello, yes. LinkedIn. We are live on Facebook. We are also live on Periscope and YouTube. If you are live with us right now, let me know in the comment section where you are joining us from, social media-wise and geographically speaking. So I can't believe my dear friend Peter is here. He's my dear friend, and he's based in the UK and helping us monitoring our comments. And so please feel free to tag Peter if you have a question that I missed. And today we are discussing, and hi everyone, all the happy wishes. Hello everyone. And today we are discussing how to, hello Sydney. As you can see, I'm quite excited.
Yes.
And today we are discussing how to build trust on Instagram. But before we got started, I just want to, take a few seconds to share my story. A few years ago, almost 3, I started my social media journey and my live streaming journey with the only hope, which was to be a better college professor of social media. And I'm an advocate. In this day and age, teachers need to become practitioners, especially those of us who are teaching business, psychology, marketing, and writing, and we have to practice. So that's how I got started on this journey. But today, I'm no longer a college professor. I resigned from my job, and now I'm building my own school. And social media has helped me so much. Friends like Mike and Peter, everyone, Macy, and so many friends, Chocolate Johnny in the live audience right now, Melissa. And you guys have helped me so much on this journey. And I couldn't be here without your support. And even my own show started with 0. Nobody was watching my show, but I kept going and to where I am today, And even I started the show with a few friends. They all stopped. I'm the only person who is still going on this journey. It is very challenging. But anyway, I'm very happy that we have come to this stage, and there will be another 4 digits and to come. So I definitely want to pursue this as a lifelong career because I love doing this and I love bringing you guys valuable content. And thank you for being on this journey with me. And we are going to do some holiday giveaways. I don't know how many gift cards, and let me know in the comment section. Do you guys prefer Target or Amazon? But we do have a global audience. I don't know if all of you can have access to Amazon. So let me know. I want to give a few. So let me know in the comment section which one do you prefer, and just ask me some questions and comment on this. I will just randomly select a few and give you guys some gift card. And so thank you. And now I'm going to give my undivided attention to Mike.
Yes, good to be here. Good to be here with you.
Yes, Mike is an author and a speaker. I actually saw Mike speak on stage quite a few times. We connected in person also a few times, and I just love Mike, what he does, and amazing speaker. And I was actually reading his your blog articles earlier to be prepared for the interview. I was like, wow, what a writer. I love your content. So he's an author, speaker, and social media consultant. And Mike also runs 2 businesses. I'm struggling with one. I don't know how you can run 2. One is Mike Gingerich Global, and the second one is Digital Hill Multimedia. And Mike has also partnered up with technology startup companies such as Vision Financial Marketing and the Tap Site, site.com. And Mike is also a giver, and he believes in giving back to the community. He has his own nonprofit organization called I Give Global, and look forward to checking it out. Ooh, I'm now live on LinkedIn. Thank you for telling me, Peter. I want to make sure that we are live on LinkedIn. But please add something to my very brief introduction, and thank you so much for being here, everyone.
Yes, yes. Okay, let's get live on LinkedIn. But yeah, that sounds like a lot. So no wonder I feel like I'm busy some days there because I got a few different things going on. But I remember the first time. Do you remember the first time we met?
I think Social Media Examiner, and
Yes, we met at a dinner.
we
So Jessica
dinner.
Phillips,
Yes,
Jessica
yes.
Phillips and I hosted a dinner, and we booked a table. I forget, maybe 18 people, something like that. And so Jessica knew you, but I didn't. And so we Jessica and I each invited some people, and we sat beside each other at that meal. So that's how our relationship got started, and it's carried on. That was in San Diego, and we met in Ohio, we met in Philadelphia, around the world. So that's good.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you want to add something to my very brief introduction? Actually, many like Vicky is here. Vicky and you also connected at Jessica's conference in Ohio earlier this year.
Wonderful.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, yes, good. And Vicky helped you out, right, in your journey to try to get back. Yes. No, I would just add that, basically, I am what you just talked about there. When you said that you wanted teachers, professors to become practitioners, I mean, that's my background. I mean, so I've been at this for a while, and when I got started on Facebook, I mean, we started with our Facebook software tab site in 2010. So you think about that, 9 years ago, what were you doing on Facebook? That was when we first started our first software there. So it was early on. And so I'm a practitioner. I mean, I learn by doing, learn by experimenting, learn by, evaluating and adapting, adopting, what's working well over here, what can work well for this client in this industry. And I think you need to, I'm wired that way. So I think that's just fit the social media kind of landscape where you need to be able to move quickly. You need to be able to adapt and interpret what's happening, so they're going to make changes all the time. So you need to be able to adapt to that, but you also need to be able to evaluate and fine tune things quickly to keep it fresh and move with what they're doing. I mean, you think about what worked on Facebook 2 years ago, and is that working now? No, right? Totally. You had to change.
Totally. So let's dive into today's topic. And by the way, we are live on LinkedIn. For those of you who are just joining us live on LinkedIn, thank you so much for being here. And we are discussing how to build trust on Instagram with my dear friend Mike. And this is my 100th episode. I have to mention that quite a few times. Feel really good. 100. And so Mike, share with us, today we're discussing how to build trust. So why do you think trust is so important?
Yeah, I think that trust is the next the next line. It's really we've finally been able to get past some of the fluff. When you think about how, for instance, Instagram is experimenting and definitely is going to kind of remove the public like counts kind of globally. They've done that in Canada. You see those types of pieces. So that's kind of, they're saying that's for mental health, but it's also a trust factor and that type of thing. And so what we're seeing in social media with the movement of video, like this right here, these types of pieces, but with Instagram Live, with Instagram Stories, the need for video, businesses have to be real and have to be they're going to be who they are if they're going to make an impact, because that's what people want to see. They want to get to know them. And with video becoming the dominant method of communication on these social media platforms, trust is a key opportunity, and that's what's going to help differentiate you in a crowded space.
Oh, totally. I so agree with you. And I think the more the crowded this space has become, the more that we have to build our trust. And also, as we were trying to discuss a topic to discuss for today's interview, and I give you quite a few options. You were like, let's talk about Instagram. So I'm just curious why we need to pay attention to Instagram.
Yeah.
What is it about Instagram that as marketers moving forward that we need to pay attention to Instagram? So share with us.
Okay. Well, I would say the first and foremost reason that marketers need to pay attention to Instagram is because of the growth of the user base to span so many demographics now. So it is not narrow. It is not just teenagers, not just early 20s, but we're seeing, significant usage in the 30-year-old, 40-year-old, male, female realm there, and that's a key demographic, and so that's why it's important. It's growing. Time spent, time used, where you see some plateaus on occasion with Facebook use, that type of thing. Instagram showing none of that, and so that's the number one reason. Number two is that the platform continues to be very innovative at keeping people on there and finding ways for them to engage. So you think of if you think of Instagram just as simply posting pictures, you have the old view of Instagram. So that's really changed with stories coming in, with some of the video components that they have, and so it's a way to engage, and they've released tools for marketers, those types of pieces. So there's opportunity there, but number one, it's because there's so many audiences there for so many different industries that you want to be there, be ready to engage. And I would say the other key with Instagram is why trust is important on Instagram is because it's not a direct sales channel in many aspects. I mean, they've resisted giving you the ability to link out all over the place and every post and all those kinds of things. And so what you do on Instagram has to be engaging, has to be captivating, has to build trust, because someone's probably going to have to take an extra step after that. This is a pattern. There was a study done by Constant Contact that I really liked, and it talked about the number of points of contact it takes for a person to know, like, and trust a brand before they're ready to do business with them. And it was like 7 points of contact. And Instagram...
Sorry to interrupt you. And speaking of which, because I'm learning this, you guys know that I'm launching my entrepreneurship program, and the video content I produce, I'm so bad at Instagram, but on LinkedIn did bring me lots of warm leads. Yeah, like I actually learned from another expert. Guess how many touch points, Mike? 90. 90 touch points from a cold, from this person has no idea who are you, what you do, from a cold to a customer, and but she's selling high-end tickets, so I assume it takes a lot more touch points to close. So I just talked too much.
No, that's great. And think about that. So if you're gonna have to get 90 touch points, what's a mechanism to do that? In Instagram stories, again, 15 seconds, disappeared in 24 hours, going to have to come again. It's an ideal way for that trust to be built. And that's what I'm seeing working. So I wanted to select Instagram when we tried to narrow our topics down, just because I am seeing that. I'm seeing it in multiple ways. So I do some consulting for people, and I'm seeing when they're coming to me, I'm seeing some people who are doing this very well and some people who are doing it not well at all. And so that's, and I think the difference is when they're not doing it well, they're not focused on building that trust factor and building and those touches like that.
So explain to us, right, the bad examples. We have to thank those people for sacrificing their businesses to teach us a lesson, right? So that's what I teach my own children. Look, those people sacrifice their lives. So share some bad examples with us, so we are avoiding those mistakes.
So I'm not going to mention names, right? But so what I'm seeing with these brands,
as long as not me, I probably made a few.
No, it is. So number one, they're focused only on the Instagram feed, so and primarily they're focused on just a photo in the feed. All right. So that's like the lowest form of starting point, the most baseline, but that was their total mode. And then as well, another mistake is too much just posting images with text. Just like a whole blob of text on there that people need to read, and that's it. So again, there's no personalization there. That's not working in the news feed, and they're not giving much copy. They're expecting that they're just kind of blasting out that old blast method of a message in an image, hoping that somehow is attractive to someone and they'll take action on that, and it's just not going to happen.
Totally. And any other bad examples?
Well, and I think that's what they're also not recognizing, that you need to be engaged a lot with Instagram. I mean, so in the news feed, you don't have to necessarily, post multiple times a day, that type of thing. But with the advent of stories, now I've seen statistics which saying, stories continue to grow, that they're almost overtaking. People are spending almost more time in stories than in looking through the news feed. And so, but stories, again, at the top, the little circles, just to be able to it's a place of brand awareness, and people need to be active there. When they're not active, their Instagram is not going to materialize. It's not going to grow. It's not going to engage, build trust, perform well for them.
Oh, I love this. So many great points. It also reminds me, last week I interviewed my friend Jessica Yarbrough, and she specializes in selling high-end ticket, like 20K, 50K, 70K. I don't even know how high it is. And one thing I learned from our interview is people love spending money. They love buying stuff, but they don't want to be sold. Nobody wants to be sold to. So I wonder if you could share with us. So what are some ways, because we are marketers, right? Like all of us, we have to pay our rent, buy food. We're selling our products, we're selling our services. So how can we build trust in a way that is not come across as, we are constantly like selling and being so annoying? So share some like tips and strategies with us that we can build trust.
Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to give you an example, and that is just from my own, my own life. Then, so I am a runner, and so on Instagram, I follow some professional athletes, right? And so some of them are professional athletes and also coaches. And so I'm not coached by them, but I follow them, right? And what helps them basically market to me, but in a way that I don't feel like I'm being sold, and that I feel good about, is that they're basically sharing their running journey. So again, they're sharing their story day by day, what's happening in the training, those types of pieces. Maybe on occasion, an injury that they're dealing with, and then they'll say, this is how I'm working at that. And so maybe it's a instrument that helps you dig into your muscles, those types of pieces. So something like that. So you're seeing it in real time over the course of their training. So it's something I'm interested in, training, and I'm watching them because they're proven they're a professional. They know how to do this. And then they're just weaving that in. This is a tool I'm trying. This is a tool I'm using. This is a tool that's and they'll tell me if it's sponsored. Hey, I'm using this. I'm testing it out. Here's what I'm thinking about. Here's how it's working for me. Whether that's shoes or, like I said, things for their muscles, that types of piece. And so, it's like I'm coming back to your 90 points of content, because literally, I think that the ratio is probably like 20-1. I mean, maybe it's even bigger than that, of how many pieces of content they're putting out that are just resources, trust building, behind the scenes content that I'm just following, compared to something that talks about, hey, here's a product I'm using. So you think about going back to your example there of 90 points of contact, and I mean, I come back to Instagram stories again. So every story, just that little snippet, that's just a little piece. You're just watching that. So those are, it's either, is it interesting? Am I learning something about that person? How do I feel about that person, about that brand, based on what I'm seeing, what they're posting, and that type of content. Another example is a fashion blogger from New York City, and so she does a tremendous job of sharing kind of the behind the scenes of her shoots, right? And so she will take a photographer with her, and so they're capturing things in New York City. But you're also learning about New York City. You're learning about her. She's sharing about her ups and downs, what she thinks about this. And so that personalization, along with that, has helped build trust. And then she'll tell you, hey, look at this picture, and then look at this edited one. Here's what we did to it. And so then you're curious, and she'll say, well, here's the Photoshop presets that I use, and if you want these, you can purchase these, that type of thing. So we're seeing it in real time. We're seeing the actual tools that a professional uses, and we're seeing that over the course of time. And then on occasion, she's sharing, hey, this is how I do that, and yes, it is available for sale.
Oh, wow. I love that. I love that. Yeah. And it reminds me of one of your recent blog articles. You were talking about several ways to to grow our Instagram. And you talk about like creating like relatable pictures and creating engaging posts. And so like it really made me realize, how important it is to share stories. So for those of us who are kind of struggling, we just go to social media. Hey, check this out, check that out. So are there some specific like tactics or strategies that are actionable that we can start to implement, to fix our Instagram account, to create that relatability and make our post become a lot more engaging?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can think of a lot of things. So number one, I'll give a shout out to Jen Herman, who just released her book, Instagram for Dummies. So if you want a good book, that one's tremendous there. So kudos to Jen for this is book number 2 on Instagram for her. If you're going to try to break it down, I think that you need to be using some video in stories. And then along with that, I think you want to use stickers. I just released a blog post here on Instagram stickers that kind of breaks those down. And the stickers, emojis, those types of things that can add a dimension. So and that can add a dimension to a still picture in stories. So you can have the picture there, but you enhance it and add context to it with the tools that Instagram gives you, with the stickers, emojis, those types of pieces, and that just takes it up another level. So some of the best stories that I've had are the ones that take you on a journey. They're almost like a Q&A, or do you like this, or do you like this? They're asking you to engage, and then they're highlighting things about their picture. So I think that you need to be consistent. I think that you want to use some of those tools that Instagram has given you, and you want to find ways that people can see the authentic nature of who you are and what you're doing, so that don't go with pretenses, and just kind of I think real, raw is doing it well on Instagram today.
Oh wow, I love this. Actually, you remind me, Mike, when I follow, because nowadays I'm spending lots of time actually on LinkedIn, but right after I follow this person on LinkedIn, I actually go to Instagram to see if this person has some Instagram stories, so that I get to know this person a little bit more, to see a holistic or more raw state of this person. So I didn't even realize why I was doing that. But now, as you mentioned this, I was like, yeah, like LinkedIn feels like so polished, but when you go to Instagram, especially Instagram stories, just feel like, wow, I really get to know this person as an authentic human being. So yeah, I love that. Yeah,
absolutely. Now, hey, I just want to, did we want to give away any gift card? Did you get any feedback on that?
Yeah, I'm going to. So here's a book, by the way, Instagram for, is this the book? Or did oh, this is the wrong person.
Different. Okay. Let's see. We need no. I'm sorry. Yeah. Jen Herman. Yeah, she did it with a couple people. So that's her first book. So there's Instagram for Business for Dummies was book number 1. This one is just called Instagram for Dummies. And maybe down below, is there anything that says other things related? Instagram for Dummies. The third. I think is that the one in the middle? Top row.
I'm going to do some more search and share this with you guys, because I know Jen, she's really great. I want to share these amazing resources with you guys so that you can check it out. Yeah. And speaking of gift card, of course, yeah. So of course, oh my goodness, my dear friend. Okay, guys, Peter, that's why he deserves the first gift card. And
yes,
he already entered the link in the comment section. And everyone, you can check it out in the comment section. And here's the link, Instagram for Dummies. And Peter and his wife, they are actually expecting a baby. And I'm going to give you guys some diapers.
Wonderful.
So thank you for I actually intentionally I'm wearing my t-shirt. I love you guys. I love you, Peter. Thank you for being so supportive of me and on this live streaming journey. And I will be in touch with you and give you some necessary diapers. Yeah. So let's keep going, guys. This is my 100th episode, and if you just join us live now, we are discussing how to build trust on Instagram with my dear friend
Yeah.
Mike.
I put a
And
100 up there. See that 100 floating around there in my
yes,
story?
yes. And so I'm also giving away gift card and holiday gift card, Amazon, Target, however, based on where you are, let me know. And just ask some simple questions related to Instagram. And also like comment and share. So I would just randomly select a few. And going back to what you're talking about, right? I think entering 2020, we need to embrace like who we are, authentic, sharing stories, and so share like hashtag with us. Like people, I have like read really comprehensive articles on hashtag. So demystify hashtag for us a little bit, Mike. And what are your best tips and strategies in terms of using hashtag? How can we select the best hashtags to use? And how do we even know? I think in one of your articles, you're talking about jumping into trending conversations. I don't even know where to discuss trending conversations on Instagram. So share some with us.
Okay. Yeah. So in broad overview terms, there's kind of two reasons that you would want to use hashtags. Hashtags are very important on Instagram because that just helps you get found by more of the right people that you're interested in. So the two methods are number one, that you want to use when you do a post, you do a story, that type of thing. You want to use relevant hashtags so that other people who are interested in that topic could find you because people can follow hashtags on Instagram now. So, they can follow a hashtag. And so you want to use relevant hashtags so that, you have your followership, maybe it's 1,000, whatever it is. But if you use the right hashtag, then maybe that can be seen by 3,000, 5,000, whatever that is, because that's a relevant hashtag. So that's the one method, is to use, and you can research hashtags. There's tools online, but just even within the app, I mean, if you go and do a search within Instagram and start looking at some hashtags, you can kind of see some of the popularity, how many people are following that, what the trends are, how many times that's been used, that type of information. So that's the one method. The second method is to kind of create your own personal hashtag. So, again, you've done that, right there, classroom without walls type thing. So you can kind of build up your personal brand. It reinforces that. And when it's, and so brands can do that for a special event, for a special product of theirs, all kinds of things to kind of create its own entity. So maybe you have a brand page, but you have a specific product. Maybe you want to have a hashtag for that product. So that's the other way to do it. And then you can mix those together because you're using relevant hashtags and you're using maybe your personal branded hashtags on a post. And then, if somebody finds that through the popular hashtag and they look at your post, then they see your other hashtag and can go look at that and dive into that further. So, and again, the key thing, and this was it last year that Instagram implemented, that was the ability for people to follow hashtags and people search hashtags. Even location is important on Instagram because people will search by location. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And speaking of hashtags, recently, and this is probably no longer news, like Instagram, they are removing the number of likes that people can see. Like many are, like, I think already in 6 countries. I don't know if it's effective in the US or not. And not yet. Okay. So how should we react? What should we do, Mike, as marketers? Like how will that affect us? And if so, I'm sure it is affecting our business. And what should be our strategy to deal with that?
Yeah. So a couple of the keys related to that are, so they're going to remove the public like account, and they've done that. They've been testing that in Australia, Canada, some other nations. They're removing the public like account, so you can't see the likes on a post of a competitor's post or an influencer's post that you're not an admin of, but you will still be able to see your insights for yours. Okay, so what it means, that it kind of levels the playing field, and well, I should say that the background is that Instagram, the head of Instagram, has said that their research has shown that it's a mental health issue, and so that people, young people, others have been negatively impacted in their mental health by, maybe they didn't get the like account that they want, the approval that they wanted on that one, and so it can lead into depression, all kinds of things. So they're trying to address mental health by doing this. The other thing it does help is that whole battle against fake like accounts. So let's just say you have a competitor that is getting just outlandish numbers of likes on their posts, and if you kind of go and look at those, it kind of looks like, where are these people from? It's a US based company, and they're getting stuff I don't recognize, these followers, and so by removing the like counts, they're taking away the power that those fake bot or those systems use to get fake likes on that. So that's one thing. It's going to level the playing field there. I think as well, it makes you up your game for content again. So you can't just fake it till you make it. You can't just put out a bad post and that's boring, and then use some service to get 500 likes on it, that type of thing. So for businesses, your competitors won't be able to buy likes. That's helpful. You need to be aware of your content and how you can improve it and how you can be authentic and engage. And I think that so it gives you it gives you a checkpoint. You need to take a look at what you're doing, and it helps you hopefully up your game.
Yeah, interesting. So do you think the same thing will happen to other social media platforms? And Facebook owns.
I know that. I mean, obviously, Instagram is owned by Facebook, and I believe they're going to test it out there as well, because I think they, as a organization, Instagram and then Facebook as well, they see some of the negative impacts on the mental health. They're concerned about that, and so that they want to address that. So, and again, that's been the lowest common factor of like ROI. Is an ROI to get a whole bunch of likes on a post, and that's not necessarily a good metric, but you can tell, was somebody engaged? Well, it hopefully we'll be able to look at other metrics like comments that and these are real comments. So a comment is much more valuable than a like. I mean, we want to see if somebody is responding and say, hey, I have a question about this, or I have, I'm interested in this from what you said. I agree with that. Those types of things. That's real engagement. That's helpful engagement.
I'm so happy you mentioned this, Mike. I'm learning this myself as I'm launching my program, my Entrepreneurship Immersion. And I'm learning there are actually people who ask me about my program, who are interested in joining. I don't even know who they are. They were like lurkers. They never engage with me on any of my posts, but they know so much about me.
Yeah.
And also I noticed just like vanity metrics, they mean nothing to me. I don't really care how many people like my post or not. I'm looking at the engagement, the conversation, how many of you are interested in working with me or purchasing from me. So yes, I so hear you. I so hear you. I love this comment, and thank you for joining us, Chocolate Johnny.
Yeah,
and
chocolate.
He's in Australia, who will also be speaking at my immersion next month in Singapore. And they have been getting rid of this for a few months. It seems like their life is still pretty good.
Yes, in Australia it was taken away, and he's testifying. Okay, we survived. We will continue to push on. Yes, good.
Yeah.
I saw what Anna also commented there, and so she understands kind of the mental health aspect of that. There's value in that. So that's absolutely. And hopefully Twitter doesn't remove likes right away. No, I haven't seen that Twitter's involved with this at that point in time. But definitely you'll be able to see your own still. The personal ones, you'll be able to see it on your account. That's a metric, your insights, you'll still see that.
Yeah, I wonder if the same thing will happen to views, video views. How many people viewed our videos, like to all the kind of superficial metrics to give us a superficial understanding. I don't know. You just never know. I think what we do know is like our ability to share authentic stories. We need to focus on that as opposed to, chasing all the shiny and, vanity metrics. Yeah, I agree. So, my friend, I think Lucille asked this question. I hold on. Let me share the screen. So she asked if you can give her the name of a few hashtag tools. And thank you for joining us, Lucille, and being on this journey with me. And actually, that's also one of my questions, Mike. If you could share with us, some of your personal favorite tools using Instagram. Do you also schedule your post? If you do, what do you use? And like video editing. So share with us.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that there's multiple kind of tools that you can do to manage. I'm an Agora Pulse user. Love Agora Pulse, Emmerich, Mike Alton, and I think that Agora Pulse does a fine job. So I do kind of like plan out some content that way. This is for the main feed. Generally there, and I think that you can do that. I can upload pictures or videos there, and it gives me all the tools that I need there. So in terms of what I do with some scheduling, yes, for some brand things, I definitely do that. For video editing, I use a couple tools there. If I'm on my phone, I use the Video Shop app, Video Shop, and I think it's like $1.99, something like that for the full version. On my Mac, then I use Wave.video. So I love Wave.video just because it makes it so easy to create the right size of video that I want. So whether that's for IGTV, whether it's for the actual feed, whether it's for a story, I mean, their tool can really help me do that quickly. For hashtags, there's multiple ones out there. Tint, T-I-N-T, discover, collect, curate, and take a look at some of those pieces that way. Let's see. Hashtagify, T-A-G-I-F-Y, is another one to see some pieces there. And there's like a automated kind of hashtag tracking tool if you want to go into that further. Keyhole is that piece. So
I remember them. Yeah. How to spell it, Mike? I haven't.
Yeah, it's all one word. Keyhole.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a few pieces out there. Tint, yeah, Anna got it down there. Wave video. So yeah, wave.video. So it's wave the period instead of .com, it's .video. Wave.video. That's Anna. That's what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah, I'm going to enter the link in the comment section. And now, yeah. So here you go.
Yep. So definitely like Wave. And again, so things that you can do with video. So I can easily add, some text on top of the video, and I can create different scenes. I can use images and put them together and create a video. Yeah, you've got the link in there. All kinds of pieces to make things a little bit more engaging.
Yeah, I recently discovered this. I don't know if you know this or if you guys can see this, called Yada, YADA. So what they do, what they do is actually an image. So you can still see the image, and then you can add the video next to the image. So maybe that the image is about a quote, or like about something you're doing, something you really believe in, or your logo. Like maybe I can explain a classroom without words, what that means. So you have a picture there, and then next to the picture, the same picture at the corner is yourself actually talking. So it's actually a video, but you can see this, the image of the picture. It's pretty cool. I never used this, but I saw some of my friends, they started using it. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, I mean, the innovative tools coming out all the time. Ella's got a good question there. She heard some talk about Instagram hiding likes as a possible forerunner to becoming a paid platform, almost like Facebook. Have you heard of this? I mean, I think there's always rumors going around. I think in no way, shape, or form is Instagram going to try to make themselves a pay platform that you'd have to pay to be a user of that. I think that's not it. Will they want you to use ads a little bit more? Yeah, they're trying to always find some innovative ways to use ads. However, I think that engaging content can still win very well on Instagram. And I've seen that. So it's when I've done these audits for things, and the people that I've talked about, some of the problems I see where it's just kind of basic Instagram posts in their feed, and they're not doing video, and they're not doing stories, and they're not really having a hashtag strategy, they're not getting it. But other ones where they are engaging, they are sharing other people's content. I mean, I guess I haven't even talked about that yet. I mean, one of the best ways to help your own Instagram account is to be a engager on other people's content, commenting on their stories, commenting on their posts, that type of thing. That's the best way, to strategically be seen, be heard, be found. I mean, people get notifications that somebody commented on their Instagram post. That, who is that? Who's commenting? What are they saying? I'm going to take a look at their profile after they do that.
Oh, it's so true. And it reminds me of another blog article that you were talking, you shared earlier. And I forgot the title, but in that article, you were talking about the followers formula to boost your Instagram quickly. So do you remember that article?
Yeah, I think I went through like a podcast on that at one point in time. But yeah, I mean, so that's a couple of the steps there.
Because
so
you were talking about commenting. Yeah, you were talking about commenting. I think in that article.
Yeah, I think that's a key strategy that a lot of businesses, brands, influencers, people are missing. And so again, the tool there is to take a look strategically. You can use the search. You can find people that are interested. Maybe you do a hashtag search for something that is relevant to your brand. You're seeing who's following. You can see people that are following that hashtag that's relevant to them, people that you would like to connect with. You think there's some value for your business with them, and you can go again. You can follow them. You can comment on them. You can engage with that, and it does just that. I mean, there's a notification that happens, and you can't just do it kind of like hit and miss. But if you are serious with this, so like this, I can tell some of your folks here in this thread. So Anna is doing this. I'm going to recognize Anna after this because she's highly engaged on your comment feed here, right? So that's the same type of thing with Instagram. If someone is authentically highly engaging with a number of your posts over time, that's how I got to know that fashion blogger in New York City. It all started with a hashtag. Okay. I posted something with a hashtag. She posted something with that hashtag, and I was following that hashtag. I saw her post. I made a comment on that. She reached back to me on that, and then I followed her, and then I started seeing her content. And she'd post interesting things, so I would comment on that, and she would reply back to me, and so Instagram connection over time.
It's so true. I think that everything you share right now, Mike, is so powerful, can be applied not only to Instagram, but also social media in general, LinkedIn, Facebook. If you are making an effort to comment, people will notice you. Here's a quick story. And this year, I have just become HubSpot Academy instructor. So this lady, Crystal, and you know how she discovered me on Twitter? So she followed me on Twitter. And I was like, wow, someone from HubSpot followed me on Twitter. I got really excited, as I tend to become excited about everything. So I just took out my phone. I was still in my pajama. I was like, definitely no makeup, like nothing. I did an 8-second video. I was like, hey, Crystal, you are amazing. Thank you for following me. I love HubSpot. That's it. And to this day, we are still collaborating. I do videos for HubSpot. We work on courses together. Just because of that really short 8-second, not even 30-second, 8-second video.
Yeah.
And I stood out. She was like, because so many people were trying to sell me something. You were not. You just want to build a human connection. So I just love what you said now. It reminds me of that quick story. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now that is a great story. Yeah. So I think there's all kinds of potential that way that people overlook because they're worried about sharing their content. And we have to get beyond ourselves and see the value, see the potential in what other people are posting and being able to share that. I mean, you can share from somebody's feed, from their post in the feed into your stories. Okay, so that can be a real way. So if you highlight something that they shared in their news feed to your story, wow, they'll pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think I'm just looking at this comment from Ella, and I think one thing I struggle with Instagram is like also other people ask me, not just Instagram but social media in general, what to talk about, especially on Instagram. You know, it is so visual, and you want to make sure you have really like visually appealing pictures. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a good picture. I don't know what to talk about. So like for those of us who kind of struggle with like finding ideas, or we don't have a photographer in the house, we don't even have an Instagram husband. So what should we do? Like what to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you get ideas from others, figure out what's working well, but always think about the story. How can I share the behind the scenes? How can I share the problem, the overcoming, the unknowns, and how can I share what's going on inside of my head, inside of my heart, inside of my business, that other people might identify with, other people might connect with, and that you know, that can help us build a heart connection, not just a head connection.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Yeah. And we so far we give away one gift card.
Okay.
I want to do more gift card giveaway. And Ella has been asking lots of questions and engaging with us. I want to give you a gift card. So make sure you send me a message, Ella, and also send me your mailing address, because I want to give you some Classroom Without Walls stickers. And I want to give another one to my dear friend Vicky O'Neill, and who was the person who helped me pick me up when I got stuck in Ohio.
Yes.
And so, Vicky, I know your address. I will just like be messaging you after the show is over. So, what are some other changes that we need to pay attention to, Mike, moving forward next year? Like, what is your plan to smash Instagram in 2020? Share with us.
Yeah,
Some
I think that businesses really need to be developing a stories strategy on Instagram. I think that stories are continuing to evolve. They're ripe, and you need to be looking at some of the newer tools that they're and you need to expect that like counts are going to go away, and so likes are on posts. So you want to find the new innovative things that are working, and I think you want to pay attention truly to stories and upping your game on stories in terms of frequency. Go ahead.
How about IGTV? We didn't really talk about IGTV.
Yeah, I think the verdict's still out on that. I've used it some, and I do get the best way that I've found to get some traction on IGTV is there's a setting in there when you post something to IGTV that you can say also post to the feed. So they'll give the precursor, a little bit of it in the Instagram feed, and I found that to be the primary way that people connect with my content on IGTV. I've experimented and looked at some of my podcasts, because I try to do a short version, which is just about 10 minutes. And so that can fit on IGTV. And so I've done that. I've done it live, and then I can use that on YouTube, and then I can put it on IGTV. So kind of one piece of content and go in multiple places. But when I do use that, I've found the best engagement by saying, make sure this the snippet of that goes into the news feed. So IGTV, I'm a little mixed on yet. I think we need to watch it, and there's see what happens with it. I think that I think stories and Facebook Live is obviously within stories. There is a key place for people to test that out and to try that. I mean, I know that like this, you can't push to Instagram Live at this point in time. Will we ever be able to? I don't know. Will we have to watch and be aware of that?
Unless I have another cell phone, I can put my phone here. The phone can capture. I did it once. It can capture both of our voice. That you can kind of indirectly go live. But you just never know. Even like now, you guys see me on my phone. It's not like I'm reading something. I'm actually reading comments on LinkedIn, because the app that I use to go live, I cannot see everyone's comments from LinkedIn. So I have to manually go to my LinkedIn profile to read everyone's comments. But Instagram, you just never know what's going to happen. Yeah.
And I mean, people can up their game in a quick way. I mean, just like taking an image, but doing a boomerang, with some of with what they do, that can, up the game. So it's not like huge steps that have to be taken that can really help you just communicate a little bit more of who you are, what you're about, what your service is, your product is, and because there's going to be competition out there. I mean, there's going to be competitors, going to be people that do things similar to you, but people are going to connect and be attracted to you if they connect with you on a heart level, if they see and that know, like, trust relationship can be developed.
Yeah, I love this. And so I think I want to make sure that I ask all the questions that we want to ask. I think there was a question, from who joined us from afar, and Brigitte, thank you for joining us. So what do you recommend for uploading content to Instagram from desktop? So I think maybe she's asking, is there any difference in terms of engagement, posting content from desktop? I don't know if versus from our computer, from our iPhone, or using any third-party tools.
So again, I use Agorapulse, and I have not seen that. And the what do they have over there? Social Media Lab. Is that the guys that they've run some tests on that at Agorapulse, and so you can kind of go over there and see that. But tests have shown no difference that by using that type of scheduling tool, third-party tool, that it's not getting less reach.
Okay, so it doesn't matter, right? So
no, it's okay to do that. Yeah, I mean, there's other tools out there, Hootsuite, those types of pieces. I'm just an Agorapulse lover.
Yeah. So how often, how much in advance do you schedule your content, Mike? Do you do any real-time posting or everything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think there's kind of because maybe there's an event coming up. So again, there's an event coming up Saturday, so that I know that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I want to get something out that's going to remind people about that in different ways. With one image, another piece of video, those types of things. So I might schedule some of those out. Then I'm probably going to do a lot more stories, kind of more real time within that, to talk about it. So that's kind of, I'm personalizing that along the way with those pieces. And so it's kind of a mixture of those types, those two things. When I'm on the go, I'm at an event, I'm definitely posting to Instagram Live that way. But I'm also trying to mix in some strategic pieces with the scheduled content.
What do you think about doing an ad on Instagram? I have only done Facebook ad. And so what do you think about Instagram ad? Is like worth it? Definitely cheaper than Facebook ads, right? What do you think? Instagram story ads, things like that?
You can definitely get some more exposure. I think that I'm a little mixed on them. I think that you can get exposure. Is it good exposure? Is it the right targeting exposure? I like to do an Instagram ad from the ads manager in Facebook. More so than I just do a promotion of an Instagram post. If I want to do a promotion of an Instagram post, I can generally get some traction. I'm just not sure it's always as sharp in the demographic targeting as I want it to be. But it can help me get exposure, and then that exposure can help me find more of the right type of people. So there is some value in that. I generally like to do them through the Facebook Ads Manager more so than I do just promoting on Instagram.
Yeah. Do you think everyone should have a business account on Instagram, to gain analytics, things like that?
Definitely for a business, you definitely want that because of the analytics involved there. Just being able to do that and to use the ads manager to the fullest intent there. So what do we got here? What's John saying? We Instagram ad from perfection.
So they use Instagram it's cheaper effect. I feel like everything that is relatively newer is cheaper. It's and easier.
Less people are using it. Yeah, less
Exactly,
competition to use them.
yeah, exactly. I'm actually interested. I also discovered, maybe this is the case for all the social media platforms. Nowadays, I'm not spending that much time on Instagram, and I do notice my overall viewer rate for my stories and my engagement on my newsfeed, everything kind of decreased. So do you think there's a correlation between how much time we're actually spending on the platform versus our just organic reach and engagement? Because I noticed a sharp decrease, and I'm also not spending that much time there.
Okay, you're not spending as much time, but are you therefore, since you're not spending as much time, putting less content on Instagram?
I just, to be honest, I just post and disappear.
Okay.
So I don't really engage with people, or like just like significantly delayed. I think maybe that's the reason. I'm still posting content, but definitely I just post and then disappear.
Okay.
So don't do that, guys. I noticed, because before, for my Instagram stories, I normally gain like 300 or 400 views on my stories, not my newsfeed. But now I have like 50 people watch my stories, and nothing has changed. I just like don't really spend as much time engaging with people. Like DM, I kind of disappeared from DM.
Okay.
And so
there's definitely a momentum thing on Instagram. There's definitely a momentum that you can build, and how that translates into where your stories fit in their algorithm, how quickly you're appearing in other people's story feed, you know, because there can be a number of people's stories and you might not see all of them unless you swipe, but the more active that person is, and the more you have engaged with them, the more their stories will show up first.
So true. And I want to make sure to respect your time, Mike. So here's a question, and from Brigitte, and how often should you post on Instagram?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just give you a baseline. Again, this can vary by industry and that type of thing, but I think to be relevant, you really need to be posting at least 3 posts a week minimum on Instagram in the feed, and then you need to be doing stories probably at least every other day, if not a little bit every day, just to because stories are where people are engaging. So there's a lot of variation there, and it can vary based on industry, what's relevant there, but that's kind of a baseline. I think you need to have, they need to see that you're there, that you it is significant to you, it is important to you, that you're spending time with it.
Yeah, I love this question. I discovered my ideal frequency again. Like on Instagram, I do stories every single day, but I don't really engage with people, which is bad. Don't do that. It will hurt your engagement. But on LinkedIn, I post content daily. I feel like if you show up daily, really daily, good content, not crappy content, but good content, show up daily. Oh, it's really, really good. The algorithms will reward you, and your audience will remember you. And just like it's a great way to build lead, generate, and build awareness. So for me, it's daily, but it is also very challenging. You do have to plan a little bit. I have become a lot more. So how far in advance do you plan your content, Mike?
You know, I don't get out much more than 2 weeks at max.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes it generally kind of falls a little bit more into the a week ahead, week and a half ahead, that type of thing, because I like to kind of keep it as a tight timeline, just because I want it to be as relevant and sharp as possible.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm loving this question, this conversation, and we have so many people joining us. Thank you, everyone on LinkedIn asking questions. Let me, so far I give away 3 gift cards. Let me do 2. So 2 more gift cards, and let me go to LinkedIn. So far I'm selecting everyone from Facebook, from LinkedIn, and oh, I see Lori. I will make sure to give a gift card to my dear friend Lori and Shival. How about that, Lori and Shival?
All right. Yes.
Everyone, 5 gift cards. Thank you so much for being on this journey. I made a note. Please make sure you DM me, contact me, your mailing address, so that I can give you a gift card. I can also send you some stickers. And this is 100th episode. We did this together. Thank you so much, Mike.
Yes.
And next week, I have my dear friend Mark Mitre to be on the show. Many of you probably know him. He's really well known on LinkedIn. And so he is going to discuss podcast and how can we create a thriving and profitable business based on podcasting alone. And really looking forward to that episode. And the same time, same location. I hope you guys can join 101, episode 101. And thank you so much again, Mike. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Peter, everyone in the live audience. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. See you next Wednesday. Bye.
So privileged to be here for episode 100. Thank you, I.
So special. Oh my God. We made history in my history. Yeah.